Sasha Martinengo.
Storming down the pit lane.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time on balls.co.za.
It is great to have the commercial marketing manager for Shell in the studio, Andrew. Great to have you here, Andrew.
Thanks, Sasha.
Nice shirt.
Thanks very much.
Very nice shirt. And we're talking, well, we've got a couple of things we want to talk about during the course of today, Andrew. But the first we want to talk about is during winter, more than often you find people who have problems with their cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, we sometimes don't realize we've got to treat our cars quite sensitively.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff we take for granted in winter.
Yeah.
You know, and performance and safety is more relevant in winter. So on the outside of your car, you know, think about your tires. You know, that's your grip on the road. You should be checking your tread, checking the walls of your tires. Check your lights. How often does our bulb go, and we don't even know about it? So we should be checking our lights. On the inside, you know, you don't want to be stranded without a first aid kit, without water, without jerseys. But then also think about under the bonnet. You know, often we go between services without considering what's happening under there, and we ask people to make sure they always check the oil and check the water simultaneously to make sure that the the level's correct and the engine's performing to its ultimate.
Well, you know, I'm glad you bring that up, because I listen, I'm even for one of those people. If I go into a service station, go into my local Shell, and they say, can I check the oil, tires, thank you, check all of this, fantastic, water, blah blah blah, they say, listen, you need some oil, and then I just go, well, Helix multigrade, you know, so I just say Helix multigrade, because to me that makes sense. But the thing is, it's much more scientific than that. We'll get into the explanation of all of the different oils. But why does a car need oil? I mean, what is the oil? You know, I mean, it sounds like a stupid question, but what does the oil actually do?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you might go a whole service without changing your oil. Yeah. That's 5 liters that's in there. That's critical to your engine's performance. It's providing lubrication, making sure your parts of the engine, you know, don't rub and don't wear. It's providing, it's cleansing your engine. So Shell Helix is active cleansing agents to make sure that the engine's parts are clean, and it's reducing wear and dirt build up in your car. If you want your engine to be running properly, you make sure that you're putting the right quality and the right specified engine oil into it. And proud drivers choose Shell Helix. Okay,
there we go. But now the thing about it is, how do you know, honestly, how do you know which is the right oil for your car?
Yeah, so always the starting place is your car specifications. If you look in your owner's manual, it'll specify a type of product, and I've got a prop in,
like a SW40 over 60 something.
Yeah, and a lot of this is just for the layman in the street. They don't understand it. Like you said, they'll choose a multigrade, and they probably don't even know what multigrade means.
Correct.
So I'd like to just maybe try demystify
that's a very good
idea. The elements. So I think if I hold that up there, then you can see that. So
that like says, for those of you not live video streaming, it's a big Helix 5 liter can. It says Ultra 5W40. All right.
Exactly. So obviously we have our brand Shell Helix Ultra, which is our top of the range fully synthetic product. From a specifications point of view, the key elements on the front of the bottle are the 5W40. Okay, and that's the viscosity of oil. Now viscosity is really just how thick it is. If you think. So if you think of water, low viscosity runs. Honey, thick viscosity, it sticks. And what you want to make sure is that in cold temperatures, so what we're experiencing now, your oil's thin enough so that when you start your car, it moves around. It moves around, exactly. That it's not clumping or it's not. But then when it's up to optimal temperature, so your engine's running hot, or if you're on a long trip, that it doesn't get too hot and become too thin, because then it's not going to coat the moving parts.
All right.
So 5W40, the first number is the viscosity at low temperature. At load. Yeah.
Okay.
At a low temperature.
At a low temperature. Okay.
The lower number here, the thinner the oil is going to be.
Okay. You see, I never knew that.
Yeah. And then the W, that goes back to early days before multigrades. The W.
Warm.
Winter.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Really?
Really. So before multigrades, you used to have an oil for summer, an oil for winter.
For winter.
And so the W generally came about from winter.
Okay.
So this is a multigrade, so you have two numbers. The second number is the viscosity of the oil at high temperatures,
at high temperature.
Optimal temperatures. And the higher the number, the thicker the oil is going to be at high temperatures. So that'll generally be specified in your
owner's manual.
In your owner's manual.
All right. What is recommended?
Yeah.
Because to me, if I sit there and if I didn't understand what the 5W, which I do now, 5W40, I would be sitting and saying, hold on a second. If I'm, for example, running a slightly older car, I would just get a thicker oil to make sure that it works, but not necessarily correct.
It's not necessarily correct. You do get high mileage, so Shell Helix high mileage for older cars, which work along similar technology. Something else to look out for is whether the oil is a fully synthetic or a mineral oil. So and that's the base oil that goes into the oil. So it's really before you get into the additives and everything else. That's
so it's the oil that comes from a tree, for example.
Not necessarily.
Or from the Saudi Arabians.
So mineral oils are based on base oils that come from standard, and then fully synthetics are slightly chemically modified or hydrocracked, and your fully synthetic oils will perform better at a wider range of temperatures. So you take Shell Helix Ultra, for example, versus which is a fully synthetic, versus a standard mineral oil, you get 5 times better protection, 3 times better cleansing, and
from the synthetic oil,
and 2 times better wear protection because it's a fully synthetic.
Okay. All right, I like that. Okay, that makes a lot more sense to me. Now, the thing is also, last thing on looking after vehicles in cold weather.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just sit there, and even if it's a new car, people just sometimes just get in, turn the key, and go.
Yeah.
Should you still not just allow the car to idle for a bit, breathe, say hello?
I think your driving style is the most important. So if you think about the general types of journeys that you're doing, so if you're doing the standard school run, for example, you're doing a short trip every day, and your car's generally just sitting. In that situation, your engine never gets up to running at a warm temperature, and that's when you're going to get dirt and sludge building up in your engine.
Okay.
On the other side, let's say you're going down to Durban for holidays, you're taking the trailer, you got a long commute to work, your engine's going to be getting a lot hotter, and that's where you're putting more strain on your engine and on your oil. So it's good to vary what your routes. If you're just doing school runs, take your car every now and again for a longer trip.
Yeah.
But then obviously your choice of oil in your car is going to make a difference.
Definitely. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up, and I lost my train of thought there for a second, but if you are driving, if for example you've got a vehicle and you buy it, and the dealer principal, the service manual says service only at every 25,000 or 30,000 kilometers, one should change the oil way before then.
You should definitely be checking your oil.
Checking it.
Yeah.
So not necessarily changing.
You should be checking your oil, making sure you're topping it up regularly.
All right.
The engines will specify a specific type of oil. With fully synthetics like Helix Ultra, you do get a longer oil drain out interval. But if you are doing a lot of severe driving, so if you're doing a lot of high temperature driving, a lot of traffic, a lot of towing, you should check your oil, and certainly, if required, if you see that you're having to top it up regularly,
change it.
Exactly.
Okay, there we go. Now listen, as always, of course Shell been associated with Formula One for just about ever, and huge partner with Ferrari.
Yeah.
And you guys have got another incredible competition coming up this year.
Yeah, no, definitely. As you said, Sasha, we've been 70 years with Ferrari now.
Incredible.
Yeah. So obviously all our products are developed with Ferrari, and we have a good technical partnership with them, and we've got an awesome prize this year, where 4 contestants can, or entrants at least, stand a chance to win a weekend trip to Italy, to Milan. They'll be on the Saturday visiting the Ferrari test site. They'll go around Maranello. They'll be instructed on how to drive a Ferrari round the test strip.
What a tough life.
And that's an awesome prize, but it gets even better. Then on the Sunday they actually go to the Italian Grand Prix
in Monza.
The Cathedral of Speed. They get VIP seats there. They'll be able to see the Shell test lab. And experience the race in some of the best seats in the house.
No, that's for sure. But okay, which is you know what, money can't even equate to having that kind of an experience. So how is this competition going to work this year?
It's really simple. All people need to do to enter is to go into a Shell retail station or a participating outlet like a Midas or an AutoZone and buy any Shell Helix Ultra, Helix HX7 or HX5 product, and then they'll be able to SMS the name of the outlet and the product and their name to
a specified number.
Exactly,
32117.
That's right.
Yeah,
and stand a chance to win.
Okay, cool. And the competition's already running.
Yeah, it's already running. It started on the 1st of June, runs till the 31st of July. So
end of July,
whole month to go.
Yeah. And is all of the information on the can?
It's there'll be leaflets in store.
Leaflets, okay.
And all the details are there. Very simple.
Easy. I would suggest what you do first go and do is go and make sure if you don't have a passport, get your passport done, sort it out quickly. And then that's very easy. Shell Helix Ultra, HX5 or HX7 at Midas or otherwise AutoZone or otherwise at your service station, Shell service station. And then from there you get the leaflet, enter the competition and go off, drive around Fiorano in Maranello itself with the Ferrari GT guys, and then go and enjoy Shell VIP treatment at Monza.
Yes, exactly.
Which is superb, I can tell you. I have been fortunate enough to experience that. That's awesome, Andrew. Wish you well with the competition. I'm sure it's going to go extremely well. They always do go well. Go well, go Shell.
Thanks.
Geez, somebody should use that somewhere. Great to see you again.
Very nice seeing you. Thanks for your time.
It's a pleasure. Great to have you here, and wish you well with the competition. And please make sure that you have listened very carefully as to how to treat your vehicle, and especially when it comes to checking your oils. Exactly. Andrew, great to see you, my friend. Thanks very much.
Gearz on bulls.co.za with Sasha Martinengo.
He's kept himself out of trouble.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.